and he's still really trans.
Okay, you're losing me. I think there's just a broad scale of mental illness, and he's somewhere on it.
Yeah, he's on it.
That's all we know.
I agree. And then we do have a new theory as to what makes people gay, and this is right up my alley and what I believe.
Yeah.
Can you give it a read? It's a little long, but you don't have to read probably the last paragraph.
It's a 4chan post, and it says, let's take a look at my hypothesis for homosexuality. Right off the bat, there is no genetic incentive for homosexuality. It breeds itself right out of existence. Psychology tries to find ways to defend it as some sort of social mechanism, but this again runs into the brick wall of going extinct almost instantly on evolutionary timescales. I do think, however, there is another explanation for homosexuality. Parasites. Yes, parasites. Take, for example, Toxoplasma gondii. When it infects rodents, it alters their behavior to make them more likely to be eaten by cats, where Toxoplasma gondii can then reproduce. Homosexuals have an astoundingly high rate of infection by parasites, according to the National Institute of Health. 70% of all homosexual men are infected with intestinal parasites, as opposed to only 10% of straight men. And he gives a source. This astoundingly high rate of infection by parasites might then explain why homosexuals have such an increased urge to fornicate. These intestinal parasites always need new hosts. Without a viable vector of transmission, the parasite dies. The incredibly high rate of parasitic infection amongst the homosexual population explains why they are so sexually degenerate. Their behavior is being altered in much the same way as the rat's behavior is altered by Toxoplasma gondii, in order to allow the parasite to survive. And this would also explain why the media is freaking out about ivermectin. Ivermectin is potentially the most effective parasite-removing drug available. An anecdotal case in my family gives me strong suspicion that ivermectin might actually be a cure for homosexuality. My cousin was a homosexual until he was prescribed ivermectin for COVID. After taking it, he filled a toilet bowl with intestinal worms. Shortly thereafter, he lost all attraction to men and found women sexually attractive. He was repulsed by his previous nature.
I think we cracked it.
I think it rings a little true, yeah. I'd like to do more A/B testing, and this guy's anecdotal evidence with his cousin, we need to match this in a lab. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, and then a lot of times with parasites, it makes people like crave sugar and bad foods because that's what they feed off of. So it kind of has the ability to take over your brain and behavior.
For sure.
And that makes a lot of sense to me. And that's why everyone's scared of ivermectin. So if you have any gay people in your life, slide them some ivermectin, see what happens.
All right.